Hey guys, welcome to Reflection Friday. This is Ronnie, and I'm just so happy for you to join us today. In this Reflection Friday, we have the illustrious, the immaculate, the wonderful, the energetic um, Vickie Perry, and I'm just so excited to have her here. She is the executive director of the Central Indiana Real Estate Investors Association, and she has been very instrumental just in my life and just building community and everything else like that. So, Vickie, welcome to Reflection Friday.
Well, thank you. That's a wonderful introduction. Thank you, Ronnie.
Yes, ma'am. So, what I want to ask you, is just tell us a little bit about, your life before real estate investing. What were you doing?
I don't know. I was 31 when I flipped my first house, and it happened by accident. I was a mom. Well, so like a lot of people, I got into real estate, as I said, by accident.
Hmm.
We bought a house in a neighborhood. We bought one of the, not the ugliest house on the block, but it wasn't the prettiest. And we fixed it up, we painted it, and 6 months later, my husband got transferred to another city.
Hmm.
So we learned house hacking back a very, very long time ago, and we were hooked. I mean, we put in the sweat equity, we invested some money, and we doubled our money. And boy, from then on, we have been involved in real estate in some fashion ever since.
That is absolutely awesome. Just to, bump into it by mistake and then all of a sudden, boom, now things are just, completely different. So, we're going to just fast forward a little bit. Now you are the executive director of the Central Indiana Real Estate Investors Association. Tell us about, this wonderful organization and also what your role is, with the organization.
Well, so I moved back to Indianapolis, or really back to Indiana, and then moved to Indianapolis in 2015.
Hmm.
And at that point, Cyria, we only had about 135 members. We were struggling. I knew I wanted to get active in a local RIA.
Hmm.
So I went to anything and all of the meetups, everything I could find, and I landed in Cyria, and I loved it. I
Hmm.
got active with it, and then by the fall of 2015, I was asked to be the executive director because they had made the decision to pull somebody or bring somebody on full time to build the group.
Hmm.
And we now have over 800 members, and it kind of became my mission. I'm a widow. The reason I moved back to Indiana was because my husband had passed away, and I needed a mission. I needed something that I loved. I've been in real estate in one way or another, as I said before, ever since I was 31 years old. And this was just natural. It is what I do.
It is, and it's been wonderful just seeing you, just at the meetups. If anyone don't know, I mean, like Vickie gives the best hugs. So like, like if you like, I know we got COVID going on and things like that, but Vickie just gives the best hugs. It's just like, oh, here's Auntie, and so she, to me, that's how she kind of just functions, and my family just loves her and things like that. So just kind of tell us a little bit, for people that are maybe watching this video, that maybe in the Indianapolis area, what type of benefits or things they get from being a part of a real estate investor association, or even just one period.
Well, the main thing that you get from Cyria is camaraderie.
Mm.
A lot of people will say to you, and before I started working full time for Cyria, I was just flipping houses here in Indy. And they would say, well, what do you do? And I would say, flip houses. And they would look at me like I was nuts. They just couldn't figure out, how do you do that? And how is that really a living and a job?
Mm-hmm.
So by being part of a group like Cyria, you talk to like-minded people, you talk about problems that you're having and success stories. And I remember back in 2015, 2016, simple wholesaling was just getting ready to blossom. And I still remember the first time I met Brett. And I think that you guys are directly responsible for the fact that we have so many wonderful wholesalers in our market. But it's because people like you, people like Will Hall, people like Sterling Davis from Ethosity, and I can't can't name them all. I could go on and on. Stacy Patlin, when she started Cyrea 5 years ago, she was brand new. I mean, brand new. She didn't know a whole lot. And she was partnering with Courtney, and now they have one of the best businesses in the area. So what do you get out of a club like Cyrea? You make friends, you learn the good way and the right way to do things. We have asked some people to leave Cyrea because they don't do business the gold standard way. One thing people don't realize is that we have over 50 vendor members, and these are people like attorneys and insurance companies and contractors. They want to do business with us crazy people.
Right.
But we do a background check. We check every vendor who comes into our group to make sure that they're not listed on the Attorney General's website, because we want people to have comfort and have a safe place to learn how to invest.
Yep.
So that's just the tip of the iceberg. There's a lot more.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely a lot more. A lot of subgroups, a lot of meetings going on. So, Vickie, I just want to say just directly, it has been wonderful to meet you. We, Cyrea, the Indianapolis area, we're just lucky to have you to spearhead and lead all of us newbies and people that are trying to figure out, and even some of the veterans. So, you just do a really great job. So we just want to say thank you from the bottom of our hearts just for how you serve our community. One last thing I want to ask you, what type of advice would you give to someone that is maybe kind of scratching their head, they're looking around, they're in COVID, and they're like, okay, well, I don't have anything else to do, or maybe think about this real estate thing. What type of advice would you give them?
Yikes. So there's so much. Real estate, it's really not a job, it's a passion. And if they are looking for something to change their lives so that they no longer have a job, they have a way of life that gives you the flexibility to work the hours you want to work. It gives you freedom. It gives you the ability to make a boatload of money. But more importantly, it gives you the ability to impact communities. Yes. People like you, Ronnie, and people like most of our members are problem solvers. You go into a neighborhood where maybe Julie just inherited a house from her grandmother, and she doesn't know what to do with it. And maybe grandma was a hoarder, like a lot of us old women. And, she's stuck with this house. What do I do now? Well, you call somebody like you, or you call somebody who is a member of Cyrea. So my advice is learn to spread your wings. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there, and get to know the people that are the doers. You can sniff it out pretty fast who are the real people and who are the people who want to be the real people, and learn how to be a real person and do it the right way.
Yep. That is excellent advice. Vickie, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you guys really enjoyed this Reflection Friday. Please have a wonderful, great weekend and enjoy your day. Thank you.
Thanks, Ronnie. Have a good weekend.
You too.